Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. Some massive news for the Missouri Tiger fans coming out of the transfer portal as former SMU offensive tackle Marcus Bryant commits to Missouri heading into 2024, largely considered the best offensive tackle available in the transfer portal. Thought to be kind of a Washington lock for the last couple of days. Coach Drink coming in, getting this one done. Couple of things stand out. If you're a Missouri Tiger fan, you have to be fired up about this one. In an era of college football where it seems like every single program across the country is looking for starting caliber tackles in the transfer portal, the Missouri Tigers have landed two during this offseason. Caden Green, now Marcus Bryant. Missouri goes into the 2024 season with, I think, three phenomenal options at the offensive tackle spot. Coach Drink doing a phenomenal job seeing that this Missouri team can be extremely special in 2024. Quite frankly, it was extremely special in 2023. I think he looked at this program and said, hey, what do we need to do to close the gap in the SEC, to kind of get to the top of the SEC? And I think he says it's along the lines of scrimmage, right? We had a great quarterback in Brady Cook. We have some of the better wide receivers, not only in the SEC, but in the country. Luther Burden is a very real argument to being the number one wide receiver in the country. And then Coach Drink said, hey, if we can get this offensive line, if we can get our line of scrimmage play kind of to take that next step, this Missouri team heading into 2024, you make no mistake about it, is one of the more dangerous teams in college football. A massive commitment. Want to talk about Marcus Bryant, but also have the conversation regarding, all right, how does this Missouri team on the offensive line shake out? Don't get me wrong, this is a good problem to have, but how do you get your best five on the offensive line heading into 2024? Fired up to get into it. Before we do, and as always, just want to say thank you to you guys, the Missouri Tiger fans, whether we're talking transfer portal, high school recruiting, y'all continue to show a ton of love, a ton of support to the boys. Can't thank you guys enough. If y'all do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. Many of you guys know this is one of my teams heading into 2024. We're going to be talking a lot about this program over the next couple months. Appreciate y'all rocking with it. And without further ado, let's get into Marcus Bryant. Now, let's first talk about Marcus Bryant. In my mind, by far the best offensive tackle currently available in the transfer portal. First team all-conference last year in 2023 for SMU. A couple of things that you absolutely love. One, the frame. This dude is absolutely ginormous. He looks ginormous playing football out there. 6'7", 325 pounds. During the 2023 season, you might have some questions about the size. How does he look in pass pro? One of the better pass protectors at the offensive tackle position in the country, 385 pass pro opportunities. He allowed 1 sack all year, only 18 quarterback pressures. I think the second thing you love most about Marcus Bryant is he is extremely experienced, and that's something that matters along the line of scrimmage. It's not a coincidence that teams like Michigan, that like Georgia, the teams that are really kind of reaching the tops of the sport, winning national championships, they have experience on the offensive line. Marcus Bryant has played over 2,300 snaps during his career, a 3-year starter for SMU. Now he comes to Missouri, probably going to play that left tackle spot. Now, Marcus Bryant, I think, is certified stud. You got Caden Green in there. Let's pull up the depth chart really quick for Missouri. Just talk about how this offensive line might shake out. You have 3 tackles between Caden Green, Armand Memembu, who I think is an awesome offensive tackle. Now Marcus Bryant, I think the conversation is, how do you get the best 5 on the offensive line at the same time? Does that mean Caden Green plays one more season at guard before making that transition out to tackle? Again, Caden Green is a true freshman for Oklahoma last year, played damn good at that guard spot. Does that mean Armand Membu maybe kicks into guard? I think that probably makes the most sense because I see him as a really good tackle, probably a guard at the next level. You bring in a guy like Marcus Bryant, I think he slots in at that left tackle spot, potentially right tackle spot. He's a true tackle. This is one of the better tackles that was available in the portal. Now you can get really creative in terms of how do we get our best 5 out there on the offensive line. Connor Tolson at center, Cameron Johnson at guard. You look at this offensive line, not only is it extremely deep, but it is extremely talented in that first-team offensive line. Those question marks about can Missouri hang with Alabama, hang with Georgia along the line of scrimmage, you don't have those questions heading into 2024. This is a Missouri team that checks a ton of boxes, and you got to give Coach Drink so much credit for kind of playing the game the way it's supposed to be played. You recruit the high school ranks really, really well. That's been something that's drastically improved for Missouri. But then you also use that success on the high school trail to get it done in the transfer portal as well. And when you start marrying those two together, something we talked about, I don't know who's doing it better than Missouri in terms of using the high school ranks, using the transfer portal. Coach Drink has used those two avenues to really create one of the better depth charts and rosters in all of college football heading into 2024. And it doesn't sound like they're done yet getting active in the transfer portal where line of scrimmage play. That's where Coach Drink wants to close the gap. Set to host another transfer portal edition, or potential edition, I should say, over the next couple of days in Simeon Barrow Jr., who is largely considered one of the best interior defensive linemen in the transfer portal currently, played at Michigan State, has played phenomenal football for Michigan State. As a Michigan fan, I've seen a lot of Simeon Barrow Jr., phenomenal football player, gives you a ton of pass rush juice on the inside. This is someone with a 14% pass rush win rate. Those are really good numbers for an edge rusher, much less a guy on the inside. 17 quarterback hurries. He's solid against the run, but I think what you're most excited for, if you can lock in this commitment, is not only adding depth to that defensive line, something extremely important for Missouri heading into 2024, especially when you want to start winning late in the season, but more importantly, a ton of pass rush juice from the inside as well. Marcus Bryant, a massive surprise, massive news for the Missouri Tigers. Simeon Barrow Jr. would be a massive addition as well. We'll cut it at that. Very big addition for Coach Drink. Y'all know I'm fired up about this program. Appreciate y'all rocking with the fellas. Again, if you guys do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll talk to y'all later. Peace.